time to meet your fate.
Your end draws near.
Scorched near every sickly horseman we've come across. So yeah, we're managing. Though their numbers don't seem to be dropping, they damn gain another 2 for every one we light up. And we can't be sending any more lads on their way. Don't want any more of us falling foul to this pox. How convenient. Yes, friend, we do need some help. You see, these orange skins aren't content with rotting away in some hole. They're turning vicious, lashing out and coughing their lungs out to anyone who draws near. You may see where I'm going with this. Had a friend who caught the worst of their venom. Must have been sprayed through his visor. Now he's vanished, and had no clue to where, till recently. News surfaced that he's cozening up with the stick just north of here, up in the ravine. Too many afflicted for us to do anything just yet. Now all we need is some information, get him to spill his agenda. And as you should expect, you're not going to go barging in there with sword in hand. Gift of the gab, not gift of the blade. Keep it calm and it'll go smoothly. And if that option's not open, then take this. Pop the flare if you sense trouble high enough so we can see. I'll send the boys over to cover your escape. Good luck.
Come on, spill. Should probably ditch this hunk of iron. Doesn't take much to command authority other than a full set of armor. So yeah, guess I'm somewhat of a leader. And you? Didn't just wander in with an absent mind, I'm guessing. You know, I was curious why we haven't seen them skulking about. Those arsonists, that is. Ah, what a relief. Finally, the priests have gotten through to the military. Not often does that lead to good. Yet they're desperate to seek a cure. All right, missionary. How do you plan to help? You mean those dogs, trained from birth to kill without hesitation, are planning to slay a brother who left the pack? Shocked they haven't done it sooner. Maybe desensitized to death, but it doesn't mean they're brave. I knew they hadn't the numbers to assault us before. A fighter, are we? You're full of surprises. Well, if you can wield a blade, then you're better help than most here. And I've got to warn you, friend. You're going to earn the wrath of the kingdom for this. If you leave any witnesses of the kingdom. Get my drift? No mercy to be found out here. They'll come in with balls as big as boulders, thinking we're too meek to resist. But we'll give them a real shock, won't we? Now, let's get ready. Yeah, of course they did. Foolish of me to forget, since they had another poor fool do the same a week before my leaving. That fool never returned, and never popped that flare. But you will. As good a lure as any. They won't expect the one they're running to help to turn cloak, will they? Dirty, I know, but there's no clean way to survive in the Reach.
I see you, scum. Bitch.
Ha! That's a show of strength. You really staked your life on those here. If I weren't stricken myself, I'd have called you mad. And you know what? I'm still puzzling if you are. Aye, I'll go for that instead. Oh, the kingdom and its people can cry about divine authority and righteousness, Your feats here should earn the respect of all their gods. You're no doubt going to be a target forevermore. So if you're looking to bypass the capital, then you're going to need access to the cistern. The city's rotten underbelly, where the refuse of the surface gather. Take this key. It'll give you access to and through that hole, out the other end of Evermore. Hope it helps on your journeys. You're more than welcome to return.
Halt. Stay your feet. I told my boys to return with you.
Go on, Regis.
Oh, here I was hoping you'd forget about a poor beggar and his hasty promises. So, here for the reward, correct? Now, not to be ungrateful, if you ever need a farmhand or a stable boy, yours truly is beyond competition. But gold, none of that stuff, sorry. Let's see. Well, I could probably part with one of these. Snatched a couple passing by the marketplace.
What a view. Wish I could frame it.
Good day. Nice to see you people haven't been overrun by plague. The moment I hear you cough, though... Oh, by the eight, not again! Will my children be expected to become fabled heroes too? A dozen times at least. And my father before me. Each time someone's horse is stolen or some exile's mugger merchant. Tell me about it. They claim to respect him, yet they put him on display in death. Deny the old man burial for years. You seem alright. And I do hate to make you a bearer of bad news. Let me fetch you some wine for your trouble. Who hasn't? Why? Oh, magic. That actually sounds worthy of Mados. You know what? You're right. Last thing I want is to go down in history as Rados, twice as tall and twice as yellow as any. I'm in, friend. Lead the way.
You've succeeded where many of those who came before had failed. I was right in sending you. Must have made a strong argument for a man to leave the safety of the West for the chaos here. Just like Mados then. It may be that we rekindle the fighting spirit here, make us strong again. And who better to lead the way than you two heroes? The Witchmen have struck terror into us Reachmen. But you are not a Reachman. Unburdened by our faults and fears. You're exceptional. I'll pray for your victory.
That's simple. There was no Reach before that. The Reach is, and always has been, its people. And the Reachmen haven't had a calm night in centuries. You wish. There's a bleeding mess of a kingdom next to ours called Wayrest. And some 14 years ago we went to war with it. King Uta, also called the Owl. Nay, his cheeks. Well, Uta had some beautiful daughters, you see, each one from a different queen. And King Sigmund was quite fond of one of them. Something Uta wasn't too fond of himself. In the span of 2 weeks, more than 1,000 men were dead on both sides. Such was the war over a princess's canny. Not when she's 9 years of age. Damn near cost his majesty his head. During one of his visits, Uta had Sigmund taken prisoner, and his retainers banished from the kingdom. Aye, some weeks later, Small wonder he wanted to see Wayrest go up in flames after such humiliation. I was levied 3 days after, and a week later, the army was well on the move towards Wayrest. Funny thing is, I've always hoped to visit the city of Wayrest as a child. Now I'm partly to blame that I never will. That's no wonder. It was broken up by the hand-picked squad of scouts. They crossed the border wearing burlap robes and posing for pilgrims. One of them, a devout priest of Mara running an orphanage, paid some guards off to see the molester king and spit in his face. Made quite a scene, you can imagine. Well, it wasn't me who told you this, but a certain scout commander from Arnima kind of came up with the whole plan. Wasn't me who told you, friend. Well, I wasn't planning on leaving my friends, you know. I was leaving the town Ravenspring had become. Oh, none too unusual. There was even a joke that that's what you call a temple, a sewer and a wall brought together. However, there was a real sense of community. We were proud like the Reachmen should be. We're older than the three empires combined. Most of the world doesn't know we exist, and the Britons want to believe we don't. Back then, Mortivane seemed like the finest lord the place had ever seen. Strict but fair, blunt but honest, a terrific swordsman on top of that. Well, the siege of Ravenspring had changed it all. Those 2 months broke some in ways healers could do nothing about. The hero's death, the doom of Grey Belmore, the bodies mounted on the pikes. My father couldn't handle Mados's demise. Took to the bottle, and in the following years there wasn't much left of him. And Mortivane had lost his wife. That alone had made a man once called Maid of Iron, fearful for his life, secretive, and cruel. And soon he had the bodies on the pikes make a return. And all of it under the watchful dead eye of old Mados, hoisted like a deer carcass. It was sickening. So I left. Simple as that. Some would say I should have tried to be the big damn hero Jackers had a plan already, no doubt, but it's the soul of the town that was gone, and bringing that back is no task for a blade. And that's the end of my story so far. As always to you foreigners. I served in the Evermore Pikeman militia and helped with the occupation of Wayrest. So I know how to face down a foe at the least. Why so sudden? But I agree. The sooner we can deal with this burden, the better. Let's see what we've got. Ebony armor. This stuff is a fortune.
Ew!
Back down!
Out of the darkness.
Oh, it's so cold you could break me ass off tonight.
Maggot comes forward. I am perfect.
How about I take my motherfucking goddamn covenant, chase you down in the middle of the motherfucking snow? You're running.
far north as I've ever been. And I have no intentions of coming here.
You made it through the Savage's hole? Or am I seeing ghosts? And you share our black humour, mortal down to the very bone. Alright, we're gonna have to clear up here. Contacted our friends in Evermore. They're gonna send the Astasi down to clean house. If you want a primer on who these criminals turned militia are, then we'll have to speak later. For now, make sure we haven't got some foul straggler lying in wait for their arrival.
Turn your ass
No better place than a giant hole to take a leak.
Lost. Time to make your end. Take more than that. I thought the priest was being dramatic. Portents of doom are all that strips from his lips at the smallest inner trouble, but now I see there's some truth to his words. Told me to expect some type of demon up here. Never knew it'd take the form of this winged bastard. And now that confirms an even more sinister rumour. Didn't want you to botch the job. Mercenaries tend to underperform when they know that a bounty spells certain death. That rumour had to do with our lord, Mortiphane. It's possible dealings with that foul goddess who summoned this creature, Namira. Priest didn't disclose any further than that relation existing or not. Just told me to look out for anything particularly strange, and well, we saw exactly that. Really putting your life on the line for us, eh? You have my gratitude. If you do exchange words with him, then make sure not to shout. Many of those within the walls are still tragically loyal to that madman. And not only there, but right here. So we'll have to halt this fatal talk if we want to keep our heads. We'll talk again.
We're not certain on which prince is involved, but we're certain that the involvement exists. Now we've but to suss out which god schemes against us. With nothing more than circumstantial evidence, which may well fill this hall if it were written, we are most probably dealing with that dark mistress. There aren't many candidates that betray her influence among those pagan tribes. Namira shows herself most through those hagravens. They're the very agents who summon the most wretched creatures into our world, undoubtedly responsible for that winged terror you slew with Jakos. They transpose humanity with beast and turn many of their kin into warped hybrids. Cunning of man, ferocity of wolves, with all the beauty of their creators. I must also ask you something. Please refrain from sharing the information you're about to hear with anyone else. When you departed to that den all those days ago, in pursuit of the Lord's amulet, did you feel anything strange emanating from it? Were there any markings on the item? Stendar protect us. I hope this is a coincidence and nothing more. It's all weaving together now, a clear tapestry. None of it was random. I must demand silence from you on this matter, lest we summon the blackest reaction from our lord. As Mortiphane may be responsible for our interactions with the Witchman, we've now enough reason to believe that he's in concert with Namira. We shan't talk further. We'll only waste time and the threat of treason. We'll need to be swift and take action.
Seems things are taking a turn for the worse. It's up to you if you want to stay here or not. I won't blame you for wanting out of this mess. Too dull.
Shut your fucking mouth!
You haven't.
Sigmain and the council made it clear. Mortiphane cannot rule. The putrid man has the gall to ignore the will of the king. Where is he, priest?
Pardon, our lord. A last-minute detail within the manor. He'll be with us shortly.
The Hagrias are ahead at last. So you finally had your way with the king. Why do you persist to harass me, Vulture?
Horster here will see to your death if you try anything rash, little lord. You have stained the kingdom of Evermore with your ill acts. Your capturing of trade goods and intimidation of merchants have brought ruin to your town and the Reach. Your rights as royalty are now forfeit.
Ha! The audacity. You can place a new ass on that seat tomorrow, but the town itself belongs to no man now. Sigmund and the rest of the Reach now belong to her.
To who, my lord?
This madman has rambled long enough. Arrest him and bring him to trial in Evermore. My stomach reels at the sight of him.
All of your stomachs will reel when you see the lady, I assure you. I showed mercy upon you insects. I relented when the lady demanded this town. But I see the rats have bit the hand that feeds. You'll be the first to taste her domain, whore.
Bastard! Don't let him run. We have no time for this. You're just delaying the inevitable.
Shut it, cunts. The Lord has done us good. Runts to kill every day in hills of gold. Can't say the same for the king. Now, if you want his neck, then we got a problem. And the only way I see an end to that problem is you fucking off in a coffin or through that gate.
Sec, stand aside. Do you want this town to become a gauntlet for that insane lord?
9 lock my heart. The skies.
What abyssal sorcery is this?